In today's episode, digging ourselves a proverbial hole. His name was Charles. Sorry, I have to speak with the account holder. So let's get started. Digging ourselves a proverbial hole. This happened about 20 years ago, but I was reminded of it talking to an old colleague recently. This is a bit of a reverse malicious compliance, but it's still pretty funny. I'm being intentionally vague in some points because the sector is quite small, and there might be people that can guess specifics. The company I worked for did remedial work on household drainage on behalf of insurance companies and loss adjusters. The general setup was receive job-do assessment-send results with quote for repair-approval-send out crews to repair. It's a lucrative business and it's pretty much guarantees work, even if the insurers etc. are driving your prices down. We had negotiated with this contract that we were given first opportunity to quote, but we had to conform to the SLAs and rate card. An important note is that it was mandatory for us to quote for all required repairs, and there were heavy penalties if they ever had to reassign a contractor after approval. I was involved on the technical side, but had my hand in a number of pies. A job comes through for a North London job, and as usual we send one of the guys out, and we get a call back saying that his drainage camera isn't long enough to investigate the problem. After a bit of investigation, it turns out that this particular house is on what is called a London Red route, which takes around 30% of all traffic, and they were specifically designed to have very deep infrastructure to protect from the profound level of vibration that traffic volume causes. We ended up having to send a quote to the loss adjuster to even do an assessment because it required a two-man crew with a whole pile of specialist gear. Our team of assessors look at what was found and it's some form of pipe break that a liner isn't going to resolve it, and the resolution is that it needs to be dug out and replaced. It's at this point that we realize that we do not want this job, but we are obligated under our contract to provide a quote, and it's the loss adjuster's decision whether to accept it or seek alternative quotes. The quote from memory ended up being heavily inflated because there was so much risk due to where it was, how hard it was to get to, the additional teams it needed, safety concerns, you name it. I don't think it was far off £100,000, which looking at inflation is about $150,000 now. The next day the loss adjuster calls us fuming saying that this was outrageous, and that he was going to take us to the ombudsman, and was going to effectively ruin our reputation. He did calm down when we broke down all the necessary steps to do the job, but he was being really arsy about the price, and trying to get us to significantly reduce the cost. My boss was getting tired of the whole situation and said something to the effect of this is the price, you have X working days to accept it, if you don't like it, go to market. My boss then said the immortal words we don't want the job, just give it to anyone else that quotes. This obviously ticked off the loss adjuster, and he went into malicious compliance mode. The loss adjuster did go to market and got a big fat 0 responses from all the providers after giving them as much detail as he could. He then got back to us and said, I'm following your order to give you the work as you said to give it to anyone that quotes. Loss adjuster accepts your quote, please proceed with repairs. The aftermath was having to navigate the equivalent of this guide Temporary Traffic Management Handbook, tfl.gov.uk, that takes weeks to organize and redirect most of North London's artery traffic, a whole squad of engineers with breathing apparatus, heavy plant equipment, and a ton of project management etc. In the end it was a very well-run project, and the situation was resolved. This was all done to replace one PVC pipe, and we made absolutely zero profit on it, due to the way our rate card worked and the expenses that ended up being involved. We negotiated on the next contract renewal on the right to refuse to quote. His name was Charles. This happened to me, circa 2004. Warning, this story is not funny. Malicious compliance of a different color. Changed my life for the better. Still gives me chills. Working McDonald's drive-thru. No speaker. 2 order windows and a 3rd pickup window. Charles is working window 1. I'm working window 2. Charles is black, ripped, tall, huge, has prison tats all down his arms, somewhere between half an ounce or 2 of fat on his body. Picture Terry Crews with darker skin and black tats to the wrists. Charles is equal parts charming, soft-spoken, humble, and ambitious. He knew where he had been and was determined to change his life. Probably one of the best men I'll have ever met. Enter green minivan. We had both taken orders at the same time and mine was long gone. Charles's order was taking forever. Probably 4 minutes just taking the order before payment. I come over to check on Charles. Before I get close I notice he's blocking the frame of the window so I can't hear anything. It's an awkward position for him and blatantly obvious. He moves his hand out to me out of sight of the van and gives me the stop sign. Back off. Got it. Time passes. Manager on duty comes out to check the issue. He waves her off. She protests. I tell her to wait and see. Something is deeply wrong. Suddenly, Charles points the van down to the other window and leaps into action. Slams the window, shoves past us without a word, and races to the third window. Manager and I look at each other, check for other cars, none, then follow at a distance. Manager had been running the order, but Charles took over and personally handled every part of the order with the speed of a madman and quality of a 5-star restaurant. He grabs a new batch of fries. He has the cook triple check each burger. He breaks a cardinal rule of the store, and shows the van all the kids' meal toys we have for personal preference. Drinks and condiments are handed out and Charles gives them a genuine smile, and enthusiastically thanks them for being customers. Have a great night. We'll see you soon. Charles waits until they are out of sight before returning from the window, and visibly shaken, walks back to his register. Manager starts to fuss about an explanation she's owed, but Charles just says he can't yet. His legendary Zen calm is severely damaged. After a few minutes to get a drink, wipe the sweat off his face and compose himself, he opens up. Van had rolled up. Charles had greeted them with the usual, "Welcome to McDonald's, what can I get for you this evening?" and his winning smile. White father driving waits for Charles to finish, and with a loud sneer had turned to the wife and for all to hear said, "You order, hun. I don't talk to NS." Wife turns to the 2 young kids, probably 8 and 10. Impressionable. Learning. Watching. They had locked eyes on Charles. They'd seen his tats. They'd listened to the hateful otherizing of those people from birth. Charles decided that he had it within him to reach for something better. Father be damned, he's long gone. Charles decided that he had a message for those boys. The wife patiently and sheepishly took the excruciatingly and needlessly complicated order from the father, and then had to speak past him to Charles. Same for the kids. Light mustard. 3 pickles. Etc. Perfectionism. Charles reached down inside himself for something that neither I nor the manager possessed, and he gave the wife a genuine smile as he whipped out the order. The father knew he had been served a dish he thought impossible to serve. It was served with kindness and compassion and a compliance that defied everything he'd told them about those people. The kids both waved to Charles from the back of the van as the father pulled away. They liked their new friend. Sorry, I have to speak with the account holder. Another post on here reminded me of this story that actually happened to my sister. We'll call her Amanda. A few years ago, there was a big sporting event my family all wanted to get together and watch. We decided to all get together in my sister's house to watch it. She needed to upgrade her TV package to include more sports channels, which she was able to do online, on the TV provider's website. Great. We had a great day, watched the big event, and ate and drank far too much. The issues started when my sister went to cancel the subscription, so as to not keep paying the higher rate for future months. Apparently, while you can upgrade your package and give the company more money online, removing the package was much more difficult, of course. They said the only way to cancel the package was over the phone. My sister is deaf. So needless to say, this was an issue. My sister had been emailing and complaining to no avail. At the time this happened, my brother was temporarily staying with my sister, and he called the company for her. The exchange apparently went like this: I am relaying what my sister and brother told me. Brother, hi, I need to cancel the subscription to Extra Sports for Amanda's second name. Woman, I will need to speak with Amanda. Brother, my sister is deaf, she can't speak with you over the phone. Woman, there's nothing I can do, I have to speak with the account holder if you want to cancel your subscription. Brother, you need to speak with a deaf person on the phone. Woman, yes. Brother. And you don't see anything wrong with your current system? Woman, all changes have to be done by the account holder. Brother, yes exactly, and the only reason this was set up was because she was able to make changes online. You're saying she can't reverse the changes. Woman, all I can tell you is I have to speak with Amanda. At this point my brother was telling my sister what was being said, and they came up with the perfect solution. Brother, okay, 1 second. This is Amanda. My brother continued speaking, and it's worth noting he has quite a deep, husky voice. Woman. Brother, I need to cancel my sports subscription. Woman, I think you're the person I was just speaking to. Brother, no, I'm Amanda. You said you needed to speak with me? Woman, I thought you were deaf. Brother, and yet you insisted on speaking with me on the phone. So here I am. Please cancel my subscription, I have all the information you need to verify my identity. The subscription got cancelled. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.